Let's talk about a licensed ham, his or her family, and the General Mobile Radio Service, by Steve Mahler, KF5VH and WRVM211. The wife, both sons and one of 5 grandkids are also hams. The remainder of this family is not licensed. The goal is to have the same advantages of direct communication with all of the family members. You probably already know what the next sentence is. Some members of the family will never be licensed as a ham. You have an option of using the General Mobile Radio Service, GMRS, to put your whole family on the air. GMRS is an FCC licensed service where the user doesn't care too much about the radio as long as it talks when and where they want to talk. In other words, using the radio is not the hobby. Their hobby might be off-roading, hiking, camping, fishing, hunting, or sporting teams and events. Or, the use might be vehicle caravans, boating, daily family communications, or emergency communications. This video is a comparison of ham radio and GMRS. The description is in terms that hams should understand, short and simple. GMRS is a UHF-only service using frequencies from 462 to 468 MHz. GMRS has 30 fixed channels, 22 are simplex channels. Channels 23 to 30 are 8 repeater pairs. The 8 repeater output frequencies are the same as simplex channels 15 to 22. All repeater inputs are plus 5 MHz, but the user doesn't need to know. All of the technical stuff is baked into the software. Different channels have different power and bandwidth requirements. Again, the technical stuff is baked in the software. The maximum transmitter power output in the service is 50 watts. GMRS antennas are under the same height restrictions as amateur radio antennas. FM voice modulation is primary, no digital voice modes, and extremely minimal data transmission is permitted. CTCSS and DCS tones including split tones can be used. Station IDs are required at the end of every conversation, and every 15 minutes during conversations. GMRS call signs are 4 letters then 3 numbers, like WRST599, and CWIDs are permitted. The GMRS license is valid for U.S. communications only, no DXing. The FCC requires GMRS type accepted radios. The FCC license covers multiple people, if the person granted the license gives approval for sharing. Having a ham license doesn't allow you to use GMRS frequencies, even with a GMRS radio. GMRS can only be licensed by an individual. There is an exception for businesses licensed under previous rules that have kept the license active. There is a huge growth in GMRS in the last few years. Here are a few of the major factors. A. No test. You can get your GMRS license online from the FCC website. The challenge will be navigating the FCC website. Another factor is the addition of many affordable consumer-grade radios with a great mix of features. Finally, individuals with a GMRS license may allow their immediate family members to share their GMRS license. Immediate family members are the licensee's spouse, children, grandchildren, stepchildren, parents, grandparents, stepparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and in-laws. An entire family can participate for $35 for 10 years, less than 1 penny per day for the whole family. The recent popularity of GMRS has led to a wide range of HTs and mobile radios. Repeaters appearing around the country. How popular is GMRS? The ham and GMRS license data from February 2023 shows 386,000 technicians and individual GMRS licenses total of 336,000, about a 50,000 difference. But recall that one GMRS license can allow multiple family members to get on the air. A look at GMRS repeaters shows that GMRSers are busy expanding the repeater coverage. GMRS radios to a large degree are ham radios with their transmission frequencies locked by software. Legal GMRS radios are type accepted for FCC Part 95E and say, GMRS, on the packaging. There are dozens of GMRS radios designed for different uses and different users. Kids under 18 years old can make use of the GMRS license too. The license holder is responsible for the kids following the rules. GMRS provides communications to your family, friends, and neighbors with service that closely matches what a ham can do on the 440 band. This is making GMRS a very popular radio service. There is a link between the Family Radio Service, FRS, and GMRS. FRS and GMRS share channels 1 to 22. FRS radios must be type accepted, Part 95B. Run at 2 watts, and cannot have a removable antenna. No FCC license is required for using FRS radios, but the FRS operating rules must be followed. FRS radios can monitor but not talk on GMRS repeaters. There is no restriction on simplex conversations between FRS and GMRS users. In an FRS to GMRS conversation, each user must follow their individual Part 95 service rules. Does the Multi-Use Radio Service, MRS, fit into this discussion? MRS, Part 95J, is a VHF version of FRS with 5 channels, 151 to 154 MHz. No licensing is necessary. Repeaters are not permitted. MRS doesn't fit into the GMRS picture. There are several YouTube channels about GMRS. Many of the presenters are hams who have found GMRS, but a few are not hams. Videos for choosing radios are plentiful. Using a GMRS radio is not very technical. There are videos explaining repeaters, the setup, and using repeaters. Hams that get a GMRS license may be frustrated if they expect another radio playground. GMRS-ers don't really care about the radio specifications. Is the setup running max power out? Do you have the lowest loss coax or highest gain antenna, the best tuned duplexer, SoC versus super heterodyne receiver, etc.? Nobody cares. Success is: can my people hear me when I push the PTT button, and can I hear my people when they try to talk to me? What about protocols when talking on GMRS? Speak normally and use your GMRS call sign. Other than a few 10 codes, most GMRS-ers will not know the phonetic alphabet, Q codes, and net protocols. There is an economy growing around GMRS. The apparent website leader in GMRS forums, repeater maps, net schedules, and shopping activities is mygmrs.com. There are at least 2 dealers that specialize in GMRS equipment. They have designed radios to be built to their design standards and sell them exclusively at their stores. There are national, state, and local Facebook groups that focus on GMRS. Is there a place for GMRS in an organized emergency communications (EMCOM) operation? GMRS appears to have great potential. When you consider the barriers to getting a ham license within a given geographic area, the potential for GMRS participants is much higher than for ham participants. GMRS has a massive potential to get lots of people involved with emergency preparedness. It is your choice to embrace, ignore, or push back on GMRS. But as one GMRS YouTuber has said, there is no stopping it. New studies have proven that all the cool kids are now using GMRS radio. Has radio changed since the first ham was licensed in 1912? Yes. Today you don't need to understand how a radio works to use it. You just need to push the PTT and smile that all the technical stuff is baked into the GMRS software. Ham radio is not bad or obsolete. It exists to advance the science and art of radio communications. Ham radio has done that well for more than 110 years. Ham radio is an excellent vehicle for long-range communications, especially in emergencies. But these are not the goals of GMRS users or the GMRS radio service. Thanks for watching, and 7-3.